That looks nice. I like that, bro. It's all like...
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How you jerk jobs doing over there?
Better than you.
Yeah, okay.
Titan Uncensored.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How you doing over there, champ?
Better than you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What's
going on over there, ex-champ?
Oh, don't even start with this. All right, that was the this level. I'm at this level now. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I see that gold around your waist, right? Yeah, for sure.
So what's going on? You brought us here for this Titan Uncensored. So how uncensored is it?
You can say whatever you want. PG-13. However you feel.
That's not what we want, because it would be TVMA if it was whatever we want.
You can say however you feel.
Oh, right. Okay.
And we're just here to talk and have some real talk, you know?
All right.
Oh, all right.
So let's talk. Let's talk about it, because
my first question.
Yeah.
My first question. What have you done with that belt since you got it there?
What have I done? Actually, it's a title, not a belt. Only losers call it belts. All right, so let's get that correct. All right, it's a title. It's a hardcore championship. And quite frankly, I haven't done anything with it because, I mean,
look at it.
Bad enough. I don't even want it on my shoulders. I just put it to represent the brand, but I don't want this shit on my shoulders.
I mean, look at it. Like, what can you really do with it? I mean, I'm just saying, what can you do with this thing?
So I haven't done anything with it. Obviously, on November 19th, I'm defending it against Mr. Tarzan Duran. You know, hopefully he'll come with Jane so I can take her home for the night after I defeat him.
Wife number 73 for him?
Very interesting.
Probably wife number 70. Actually, no, I'll replace 57 with her once I'm done with Tarzan.
All right, cool. All right.
Solid.
But,
so, how are you feeling about your match with Mr. Duran, sir?
How I feel like for any other match. 1,000% confident.
Phenomenal. That's what I was about. That was exactly what I was going to say. Phenomenal.
I plan on destroying him. You know, he said first time in Titan. I know he's in the Mount Olympus Rumble too. And, you know, he's going to get tossed out, you know, like a vegan burger, you know.
By moi.
You know, most than likely, you know.
Right.
The headline over here is gonna toss him out. Toss him out like a bag of garbage. But I plan on destroying him. You know, because he's coming into Titan Mount Olympus. You might be Mr. Tarzan swinging around the jungle, but you're stepping into my jungle, my boy. Be prepared.
I like that. I like that.
You'll be able to make it to the Rumble though, because you'll have whooped his ass so bad he won't be able to compete in it.
Yeah, Titan, you listen to that? So make sure you have a replacement for Tarzan, because I don't think he's gonna make it to Mount Olympus after I'm done with him.
Just grab one of those herbs out of the back.
Yeah, one of the ring crew guys would probably replace him.
Yeah, just throw him in there.
Get like a Jack Raymond or even Ben Castle's already in it. That bozo. But
cannon fodder. Cannon fodder.
Yeah, you could get Mr. Jack Raymond. You know what I mean? Mr. Jack Raymond Noodle. And get him to replace.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Perfect.
Mr. Recon, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
How do you feel about the Mount Olympus Rumble? Do you think that you're going to take those belts from Anthony Gangone, or what do you think is going to happen?
Oh, listen. Anything that Titan has thrown at me, I have always succeeded at. Okay, listen. Titan pretends like they actually care about Gangone, but they really don't, because they're putting him into a Rumble against, what is it, 29, 39? I don't know how many other guys that are in that. Doesn't particularly matter. You're putting a champion into a Rumble where his title is on the line. You are asking for a new champion, okay? Like, you're asking for a new champion. Like, listen, he has escaped. I won't even say won his matches. He has escaped his matches for the last, 4 defenses. How many times are you going to escape?
Yeah.
How many times are you going to escape from Johnny Moran? Just barely. That's one guy. Listen, all respect to Johnny and all that, and Moran and what he's done as champion and all that. And he got the shaft, and we all know what we're talking about. He got the shaft on that for whatever reason, because they didn't stand by their champion like they should have. But we're gonna just let that rock, because we're talking about the Mount Olympus Rumble. We're talking about what's coming up, and that's what's happened.
Correct.
They are asking for a new champion, and I can tell you right now, there ain't nobody better, nobody more deserved to be that champion than me.
Why?
Period. Why?
Why?
Because I took that company on my back when it was falling apart, and I became the man. You know how many times that I stepped in to be the main event, and I made it.
You could keep being the man, sir, but the last time I checked, the last time that I checked, you're the bad guy. You turned on the company, or on your peers, I should say.
The man, listen, being the man doesn't have anything to do with being a hero or a villain. Listen, the man of all men, Ric Flair, woo, 16-time world champion. You know how many times that he was a villain? All 16 times, if I'm not mistaken. So it doesn't particularly matter, okay? Here's the thing, and everybody seems to forget about this. And I'm going to get real personal with a few things right here. And I'm going to toss it out to Titan Nation, because, apparently we have to give them a name for them to feel special. Your fans, you come and pay a ticket to watch us perform. We give ourselves to you. And what do? You walk out on us when you're put down. When I lost to Ray Kalitri, what did half that crowd do? They left. When I was unconscious in the ring, all those people that pretended like they gave a damn about me, what did they do? They got up and they walked away. So what did I do? I walked away from them, because you know what? You can't rely on anybody but yourself in this world. Little correction. I rely on this dude right here. He relies on me right here. Right. And that's why we are together right now as Black Dragon. Okay, I said it. Where you see one of us, you see both of us. Y'all thought this was going to be a simulcast where I was in my castle, he's in his. Now we are in the same place at the same time, and that is not going to change in Mount Olympus and any of the events rolling forward. We are a unit, and y'all are screwed.
So this whole Black Dragon thing, is this something that might turn into a tag team eventually?
Possibly.
Tag team, 2-man power trip, 2-man faction, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't particularly matter. We are an entity. We are not going anywhere.
And we, ever since we stepped foot in Titan Championship Wrestling, we've been making noise. Destroying anything that comes into our path.
Since day one, man.
Since day one.
Hell, we destroyed each other.
We destroyed each other for damn near 2 years. 12 different states killing each other.
15 different fights.
But what brings us together is the code of the dragon. Respect, determination, and violence.
I like it.
We bring that all day, both of us. See, the thing is we looked at each other and realized that we could just not kill each other. No matter what we did, the other one just couldn't stay down forever. And you know what? The both of us have felt incredibly disrespected by Titan, incredibly disrespected by, I would say, 83% of that trash locker room?
I agree.
At least.
I agree. I think after the fact, and this is, I'm coming straight shots, ever since my rivalry with the headliner over here, when we moved on and went our separate ways, who do I get tossed against? Merc.
I mean, Merc still,
Merc.
Until you got stronger, Merc still beat you for a long time.
Correction, Merc only beat me once.
For a long time.
Merc only beat me once.
And that's because he just had the perfect opportunity. And go give him that.
I defeated him in a flag match in his own country. Ripped the flag in front of him and then threw it at him like a piece of shit. All right.
Yeah, you did.
He defeated me once. I came back, defeated him again.
Every guy's lucky.
I lost against the Patriot in a tag match because I was tagged with this bozo Waylon Cage who doesn't know any better.
He lost.
And he lost.
So
he got pinned. He lost. Not you.
I want to go back to this Rumble that your opponent Tarzan Duran is going to be in, and Recon's 24, 25 other opponents. Is Blaze and yourself is Blaze going to also interject to go against you, or is he going to just try to let you have it?
He let me. I mean, listen, no disrespect, brother, but he's not letting me have anything. This is my fight. He has my back, but this is my fight. Just like his fight is his fight. However, I do have his back no matter what. But do you honestly think that if there was some kind of strategy or some sort of war game going on, do you honestly think we're going to tell you that before? Because I can tell you right now, Tarzan is licking the screen, watching this, listening, hoping he can pick up anything.
I can tell you his head with a coconut.
Oh, his head's so damn hard it's already split. I don't know what you're talking about. Probably worse than Jimmy Snooker. But listen, seriously. And the other schmucks and bozos that are in that Rumble are probably are sniffing the keyboard like, oh, we pick up something from these guys and see if we can somehow beat them. You can't beat us.
Yeah. And I'm sure some of them are playing politics, putting overtime on their knee pads in the locker room. You know what I mean?
That's why they always seem to need to go down to Dick's and get new knee pads all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Haha.
But yeah, I'm not in Mount Olympus. I'm not in the Rumble. Unfortunately, but I will be against Tarzan Duran, and I hope Titan got a set of body bags ready because, like I said, he's not going to make it in Mount Olympus. And
I'm going to interrupt you. I would interrupt you guys right now. You know what? And I'm seeing a lot of talk in the chat as well, but people don't see it. What about the Goon Squad? Are they going to interfere in the Rumble?
No Goon Squad. They're staying home. They're in Guantanamo Bay. My Guantanamo goons, they got paid for a job. Obviously, they didn't come through when they were sent to destroy Merc. And I had to go ahead and come back and do the job myself, which is a job well done, obviously.
I hope that whatever you pay them, you can write it off.
I did. It's a tax write-off at the end of the day, Money talk, bullshit walks at the end of the day, because it's all about the dollar over here at Black Dragon.
They were walking too.
But you know what, guys? It's not about that one single belt right there. The titles are on the line, and I know that Rick's had many matches with Anthony Gangone in the past, and it's like it's time just to take it all, I'm going all. I fought him once and beat him. I would say pretty handily. And he had help, if I recall correctly. He had some help on the outside.
Yeah, I think he had
manager, something like that.
Yeah.
Manager distraction. All I still beat him. Walked on out that door. Threw on my jacket. Hopped in that car. Rode on to the what?
Limo.
It was the limo. That's right. We pulled that right up. Yeah, it was the limo. They drove me all the way into my next fights. I did 2 fights that day, and I beat him too. So. You honestly think that Gangone, a worn-down Gangone, beaten down, because he's going to have the target the size of Wyoming on his back. I promise you that from everybody else. Because everybody wants their little bit. Everybody wants their morsel. Everybody wants to get that little brass ring that they think that they can carry. But I promise you, if they were to try to carry that brass ring, I guarantee you they will break under the weight. That not just the actual titles themselves, because there's a bunch of weaklings in there, man.
I can tell you right now.
I'm talking the actual weight of carrying a company on your back. And I can tell you right now, none of them ain't built for it because they ain't it. I'm it. That's why I'm winning that Rumble, period.
She muted her mic.
I did on accident.
Speechless because I speak the truth.
It's because you just blow me away. I can't help it. Whatever you want to. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
I sleep like a baby, mind you.
But quite frankly, talking about the Mount Olympus, there's nobody built in that Rumble than this man right here to carry the company with the heavyweight championship.
But what if he's the first one out? You think he's going to be able to?
That's always the
right, bro. Yeah, right. First one out. I could be the
Not
first.
gonna happen.
I could be the first one in. I guarantee you, I'll be the last one out. I will pull a Shawn Michaels. I will pull a. Well, what's the other guy we can't talk about? Chris Benoit. Yeah, we can't talk about.
We can talk about him here. This ain't WWE. Chris Benoit.
Yeah, well, I'll go with Shawn.
Yeah,
we'll go with Shawn because he didn't do awful things.
No.
Listen, Shawn is the man. Shawn ran the gauntlet. He went from number one, and he was the last one, and he won. So you know what? If I have to do that, I will do that all damn day. I've done 2 out of 3 falls matches. I have done Iron Man matches, hour-long matches against ROH legend Bob Evans. Do you honestly think I can't last through an entire Rumble of a bunch of jamokes and schmokes and bozos? Come on.
So
Come on.
what's your
and you know what? You know what, Rick? They don't have TV time.
Yo, most of them. No, I don't think most.
I know.
A couple of them have a little bit of TV time. I will say, listen, I'll give Gangone his props. He has a little bit of TV time himself.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, when I say all this, I am not taking away from any of his past accomplishments at all. And I'm sure most people would probably do that. The villain typically just rips him apart. But see, I understand truth, and I know what he's done in the past. I understand how good he once was.
Mm-hmm.
That light is flickering and fading ever so much as he goes along, and it's just starting to eventually die out to where there's nothing left of you. And then when we pick the bones, then we can bury you softly, brother.
So who do you think's going to be your toughest opponent getting them out in Mount Olympus?
Toughest opponent. Are we talking about actual ability, or are we talking about size here? Because them big boys really like to be a pain in the ass going over the top rope.
Both. One of each. Both. Whichever you want to share.
Oh,
I mean, you got big boy wrecking ball, but again, it takes the guy like 10 minutes just to get across the ring. So, that's as far as getting him over, it might have a problem because he's a big boy. But other than that,
don't forget about.
He's gonna be worn out of breath by the time he hits the ring.
Don't forget about TJ Marconi there.
Who?
TJ Marconi.
Who?
How many times?
TJ Macaroni.
How many times?
Oh yeah, this guy got a story to tell. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah.
Yeah, and the story to tell is how many times has he gone for that title and never got it?
Yep, the story that never ends. Guys like Lamb Chop over here, Sherry Lewis.
Listen. I mean, as far as size, he's probably the biggest one. I'll give it to him. He may be a challenge, possibly.
For shout outs to him though. For a big boy, he can move.
He can move. I will absolutely. I'll give him that with his little cartwheel there. I hope he just doesn't accidentally cartwheel himself out the ring though. So there's that. But as far as who is actually in it, I mean, I would say.
I don't think there's any.
I would say Johnny Moran only because of experience.
Okay.
Johnny Moran, because not only was he second to last in the first one against Mac, and he lost because Steve Mack gave him one of these right below the belt. See, I don't forget anything. That's the problem with all these guys. They've all forgotten everything from various concussions and nights out and partying and everything else. I forget nothing. I remember everything that everyone does because I watch everything. People talk about Killer Instinct. Okay, Killer Instinct isn't always loud. Sometimes Killer Instinct is very quiet and watching and waiting for the perfect time to strike. But when you strike to kill and you finish them off. See, I watch everything that everyone does, and I know Johnny wants to get back on top. And listen, I love Johnny like a brother, man. I don't think a lot of people understand this. I've gone to bat for Johnny many times, and he's done the same. Yeah. I look at him like a brother. But believe me, Cain stabbed his brother Abel in the back because he thought that he was going to take what was his. So don't think I won't do that same thing for those titles, Johnny. I love you to death, brother. I really do.
You know what? And
I really don't want to cross you in that Rumble. I really don't. Because
but guys, also, who's really thirsty and he's made a way for himself. PJ Savage, really pushed himself.
Yeah, listen, I've seen what he does, and again, he is an absolutely ferocious competitor. I can't say otherwise. I really can't.
He's a savage.
He is. He lives up to his name.
That's why his name is PJ Savage, man. The
problem with that is, oftentimes when you see red like he does, you see nothing else around you but the kill that you're going for. And that can be pro and that can be a con. Why? Because you don't see what's coming up behind you. You're only focused on this one thing. And if you lose sight of everything that's around you and you're aware of nothing else but that, you will get taken out. In this business, you have to live head on a swivel for everybody. The same guy that shakes your hand and calls you brother, he's got a blade right tucked in right here, and he's ready to shove it into your ribs just to get what he wants, and he will do it. Believe me, and no one wants to talk about this. Just because they shake your hand and call you brother does not mean that they are your brother.
So I have another question. Speaking of this whole brotherhood thing that you say here, Mr. Haram, after you defeat, quote unquote, Mr. Tarzan Duran, who's your next guy that you want that is going to take on? Who do you want to be, or who is?
Well, first off, before I even move on, after I destroy Duran, Titan Championship Wrestling needs to fix this situation here.
This is awful.
Let me call it a situation, actually. You know what I mean? Let's correction. This is awful. I got to tape this title every day. I got to put pieces of tape on it to keep it up. Titan, I'm going to tell you guys something. You want me as a hardcore champion? Obviously, ain't nobody in Titan Championship Wrestling more hardcore than me. And that's a Haram fact. All right?
What if I just said to you, Blaze, right now, the bulldozer, Matt Tremont? Oof. He's a little hardcore. He's a little hardcore there, my friend. You can
yeah, but Matt Tremont's in the Rumble. Recon should
I know. I'm just saying, like,
he's a little scared about that one.
I'd love to get in the ring with Matt Tremont because the results are always going to be the same as well. The same way I'll defeat Tarzan, the same way I'll defeat Tremont. And to keep it a buck with you guys, I'd rather have a match with Tremont because he's the type of hardcore that I do like. For a whole year, I've been chasing this shit, right? With just cookie sheets and stop signs.
Oh, good God, right? You talk that about hardcore.
Give me thumbtacks. Give me some blood. Give me barbed wires.
Yes, let's get
bring back.
Let's get violence because that's what Black Dragon is about. But obviously, Titan Championship Wrestling is too scared to let me out the cage, but yet they still put a hardcore title on me.
Listen, you want to talk about cages, right? Okay, perfect segue for what I was about to throw out there. The Iraqi prison match that we went through, and to be honest, that's the thing that messed up.
That was hell.
Right in the back of my head. That's what made everything start to snap away at my patience and my caring for other people. Is that match broke me in ways that I don't think any of you could understand. That match, one match, was more hardcore than Merck's entire title reign combined. Period. Thumbtacks, blood, barbed wire, kendo sticks, weapons, chairs, handcuffed to the side. I mean, I gotta give it to you, man. You knocked me the hell out with that chair. Like you knocked me out right to the back of the head.
It was fun, but we let bygones be bygones, and now it's all about business.
It's all about business. Listen, it is. Sometimes that's just how it is. Listen, everyone, and you sit there and you go, "There's no way that they can possibly coexist and come together." Let's not forget If the United States of America was under the rule of the United Kingdom of the British Empire, we whooped their asses in the Revolutionary War, and look, they're one of our closest allies today. How many times did we save their ass in the World Wars 1 and 2? So don't tell me that if entire nations can coexist after all that, you can't tell me that the two of us can't coexist to get shit done at Titan Championship Wrestling for gold and glory.
Because it's business, always personal.
Always personal.
Well, guys, I just want to say good luck to each and one of you guys in the Rumble. I will be there present. You know that, of course. My old man will be present as well to witness. Yes. Okay, but Janet, you want to take over? Go ahead. I'm closing. Go ahead. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Thank you. So, Mr. Recon over there, what's your who do you want to fight so freaking bad?
Anyone, or is it as someone particularly a Titan, or is it just anyone?
Any single person that you would want to be your next opponent?
There's a hell of a list, man. There's a hell of a list. I mean, I could run down the list. That's rather hard. Listen, there's one individual that I have crossed paths with, but I haven't fought him yet. And he's somebody that I think would absolutely push me to my limits, and I would push him to his limits, as long tenured of a veteran as he is the ECW and WCW legend Crowbar. Crowbar and me would absolutely tear a ring apart.
1,000%.
He is truly timeless. Honestly, he really is. And that is a guy that has raised the bar in pro wrestling. And that's a bar that, for me, if I could reach at that bar, I would say, okay, I've leveled up. I've done something. Crowbar is definitely on that list. He's probably right up near the top of the list, honestly. I mean, like I said, I have a list that's probably the list of Jericho, honestly, blank. But I'd have to say that's the first one that comes to mind.
All right. I appreciate you both being here today. I'm glad I got to talk to you. And I will see you at Mount Olympus.
See you there, front row.
Yeah, okay. I'll be right alongside of the ring. You know that.
Best
Just try not to hit me this time, okay?
Best seat in the house.
I'll try not to.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Good luck at Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus is November 19th, and you'll see these two jabronis. Just going. Jabronis. Going right out there.
The other 23, 24 other jabronis that are going to be in the ring.
Shot on the way out.
You guys have a good night. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to Titan Uncensored.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to...
You can find more Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on the following. Just hit the like button and share. You can hear the audio portion of Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Social media, Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Facebook, Twitter at DavidNJ32, Instagram, DavidNJ36, YouTube, David C. Russell, and DeathmatchWrestlePodcast.com. Joner's Wrestling Podcast Network. Head over to WrestlingWithJoners.com. Follow them on Facebook, Joner's Wrestling Podcast Network. Twitter at @WithJoners_pod. I want to mention Collar and Elbow. CollarandelbowBrand.com. Use the promo code Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast.
Be sure to visit BrainbusterTees.com for Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast merchandise.